musical.
Yeah.
Not a musical. Fuck musicals. Musicals and can actually go die in a fire because they're never good. Take Shrek the musical, for example.
That was a fucking...
You have...
just like my father.
We are not starting on those yet. Alright? We are not starting on those.
Okay.
Alright, this is going to be... What are you doing on my stage? Alright, this is going to be shit show. First off, how is everybody?
It's a bobblehead.
Fucking terrible. Thanks for asking. My dogs are fine, by the way.
I'm not doing great.
The piranha plant stubbed his toe.
Oh god.
Stub your toe.
So he stubbed his...
Alright, I'm not really sure how to get this started, so I guess I'll just roll right into it because there's no rolling. Get out of here! I know how to do comedy. Get out of here! I can do this. Fuck up. Off the stage. No, off the stage. I will mute you. I will mute you. I will mute what?
Say your name. Say what you're gonna do. And
Get off my stage. Get off my stage. Yeah, you know, yeah, this is a talent. This is a whole hour-long talent show, alright? I'm Kidney. I'm here to do very terrible jokes. You know.
What's your talent?
My talent is being unfunny.
Just said it.
Anyway. So there's no really sliding into anything, so I'm just gonna start off by saying, as with everybody here, I am a very dumb human being, but worse than everyone here combined. But I was even worse as a child. Alright, because I learned about a certain word that starts with the letter G. And as a kid, I only took it as... Yes, thank you. I only took it as the one meaning, which was happy. And so... sometime, I believe... When did I learn about this word? I think when I was like 8 or something. When I was around 8 or something, and a certain school I was in, there was a few people who were like, who had, a few of my friends had girlfriends and stuff. So I walked up to one and I was like, hey, these people actually, these friends of mine actually knew what the word meant, by the way. And I just learned about only the one meaning. So I walked up, I was like, you okay? I was like, no, I have a girlfriend. So in my mind, I instantly thought of, this man's not happy. How can I make you happy? I gave him the biggest hug I could. I'm like, how do I make you happy? He's like, what are you talking? And he shoved me away, and I never talked to that guy again. Oh no, we're alone. This is a terrible time to be doing this to me. But yeah, there's many stories from everyone who fucking that can basically just be qualified as stupid kid moments. As in when you're trying to get off a four-wheeler and you trip and fall and there's a screw hanging out that takes out a chunk of skin out of your knee. Like when you decide to jump downstairs, land perfectly, take that one step, and there goes your ankle bone.
Ah, fuck.
There's too many to count. There's too many to count. I remember when I had my first phone too. That it wasn't even. It was one of those like sliding phones where you have It was a normal phone that had Snake. It had just messages, calls, all that. It had also like very basic like fish games. I don't remember. It was a blue one.
Flappy Bird?
No, fish game, not a bird game. But
Oh my god, fish game? Is that like about fish?
maybe. But I liked phones back when they were just, you know, simple. I don't like I'm what is called a screenager. I'm always on my phone, always on my game or something. I'm never off my screen, which is why I have so many headaches. I have tension headaches. But that leads me to one of the worst things that has ever been introduced on a phone in existence, which is slide to type. Text to speech and autocorrect, those are fine, I can handle those, but sliding to type is the worst thing because it doesn't work. When you intentionally do it and when you don't mean to, because you can be typing normally, you'll be trying to type the word that, and all of a sudden it takes out THA. Oh no, it takes those, puts a space, and adds in TSS for absolutely no reason. And if you're trying to type anything, you'll be trying to type like let's see, what's a simple word? Close. All of a sudden, it'll be like, oh, here, I'll fix that for you, sir. I know you were trying to slide that word in, so here, competition.
Competition.
So yeah,
Competition.
slide to type, not my forte, because it's worse than autocorrect. You'll end up trying to type like home or something, and all of a sudden it autocorrects it to oh for some reason. No, you try to type one word, and all of a sudden, because you don't lift your thumb up enough, all of a sudden it's like, I can still register your goddamn heat. Did you mean to type supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? No, I did not. Thank you, phone. I did not. But phones, they're not. No.
No, it's just him.
But phones are just dumb. Like, they're supposed to be called smartphones, and as I've been watching a lot of YouTube,
It got stuck in my ass. It came out as a.
I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately because that's all I do. I'm a lazy bum. I do nothing at all. I watch YouTube. I see ads, and they're like, "What if phones? I mean, what if smartphones were more than just smart? One, that's impossible. Two, that would be a miracle. And three, please shove it. Please keep it away from my face. I don't want to be within a mile radius of it. That would sound horrifying. Because if smartphones are supposed to be smart now, but they're really dumb, why are they? Imagine how dumb the even smarter smartphones are going to be.
Well, that's a good one.
Alright. I currently have a little heckler IRL right next to me. A little gremlin named Chewy. And let me tell you, Chewy is a very... Get out of my face. Let me tell you, Chewy is a very horny dog, as a lot of you know.
I can tell you some.
You'll hear me complaining every single, like, almost every single time that we hang out together, that, Chewy, why are you humping your toy? Chewy, why are you humping your toy? It's every single time I'm on the headset, anytime we come back and he gets really excited. It's excitement is what gets him going, because obviously he's a male. And so he'll drag his bed over, then pick his toy up, come over, hump the hell out of that toy, and it slides his bed over to my leg. So anytime I'm not paying attention, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing all this amazing stuff in VR because it's VR and you can do anything you want, almost. And all of a sudden, I'll feel against my leg, and I look down, and all of a sudden, I see Chewy going to town. He I had to get rid of one of his toys, I think just yesterday, because as I was playing VR, I took the headset off, I looked over, I'm like, Chewy, holy crap. The last thing I noticed was 10 minutes before I took the headset off, and he was fucking his duck. I take it off, 10 minutes later, there's stuffing everywhere, one of the eyes is missing, the wing is ripped off. I'm like, Chewy, you're an abusive husband. You're like a freaking drunk police officer after coming home to his wife, who just didn't make him his sandwich.
He's a wife beater.
And what's next? You're gonna get the duck pregnant, and they try to go get the milk that's not gonna be there. How do you get milk? You don't have hands. But let me tell you, just animals, you know, they can get freaky, but mine is on a whole other level. Because it's not just out of nowhere. I'll feel.
I will lick your fucking ass.
I will look at my dog out of nowhere, and when he stops humping for a split bit, for like a split second, he stops, and he's still humping the air, and he looks at me with the biggest smile that you could ever imagine on a tiny little chihuahua.
Are you
Looking for like, and it's not just that he looks at me. It's as if he looks at me for like yes, it's like he's looking for like approval. Like I did it, Dad. Are you proud? Like no. He has scared the absolute crap out of me one day because he did. This is before I moved. I'm just watching TV and I look down. He's doing his thing. It makes me chuckle every now and then. But he stops and with my Chihuahua, he has like every other Chihuahua, like eyes are not straight; they're out more. And so he stops, and anytime he looks at me, he only gets like maybe one eye at most looking right at me. This one day, he slowly looks up as if he had just committed a murder, looks at me dead in the eyes with both of his eyes, like, "Did you see, Father?"
Proud of me, Papa. Are you proud of me, Papa?
Your leg is next.
No.
And so, because here's on also another level of how horny my dog is, because I've seen really horny animals. If you try to take his toy away while he's doing it, he won't just get aggressive. He'll get aggressively. He'll do aggressive humps. He'll be doing it, and he was one time I had him in the air for a solid 2 seconds while he was humping the hedgehog.
But here's what I can imagine. It's just like you take it away, and all he's doing is he's trying to fucking. He's trying to jump up to grab it. And he's just still humping the air.
No, it was worse than that because I picked it up and he had a grip on it this time, and he was in the air for a solid 2 seconds, still going at it. I was like, "Chewy," and he falls down, and then I give it back to him. He goes back to it. I lightly push him. He very much growls at me, and all of a sudden, I'm looking at this dog with my hand on my cheek, like, "How did you grow up to be this way?" Because now he's on his side, aggressively humping from side to side, growing back and forth, constantly.
I think he broke.
And if you try to pick him up, and the toy is there, he's still humping the air. And at one point, I waited because he was on my bed for like maybe 30 minutes. I'm like, "Hey, Chewy, still a little active?" I mess around. He tries biting. He's playing with me, so I'm messing with him. I stop, and then I feel him trying to wrap himself around my leg.
He's like,
And the second that happens, I push him off, and all of a sudden I see one little hip thrust before he stops and looks at me as if I just murdered his parents in front of his eyes, or I just disappointed him entirely because he was like, "Why? I need this, Father." The next day I bought him a new toy. But dogs are weird, man, especially Chihuahuas. And I've also noticed how people are like, "Oh, don't worry, my dog is a sweetheart. They'll never bite." And you go, and they have this tiny little like just maybe Chihuahua, teacup Chihuahua. Let's say that. Not even this big.
Fucking go rabbit on
And the second you walk in, they're barking immensely. They're after your legs. They are gnawing on your leg. They are gnawing on your legs. But have you guys ever noticed how the bigger the dog is, the more sweeter they become? Unless you come along the ones that are, very beefy, then they don't fucking like you. I think I remember seeing this one dog. It looked like it actually went to the gym, and I got fucking hit right in the face. I got hit right in the face because it was a mama. It was a mama dog, and there was puppies there. I wanted to hold one of the puppies. I got a little too close, and bam, just right in the face. It wasn't even that bad. I just had a little like bump on my lip, and it just hurt so bad. It didn't look bad. I was bleeding a tiny little bit on my lip. It was just a fat lip, and I was. Of course, it was a fucking pit bull.
They got hard, Kenny. You gotta remember, they got hard heads. I've owned 2.
It wasn't the head.
Was it her snout?
It was the teeth.
Oof.
I'm lucky she didn't bite me.
Straight up teeth.
It was. She didn't even have enough time to open her mouth. It was like oh, now my mouth is stuck. How do I get out of this mess? And me, I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out because I have a fat lip. I don't even remember if I was actually bleeding. I was probably just a fat lip, and I'm just sitting there crying like a little bitch I was. Look, it's hit me.
But you still are a
I
little
still want
bit.
to pet the dog.
I know I am. I still want. Because the thing is, one of the puppy that I was trying to hold and stuff was the one that we were taking home with us when it was ready. But anyway, enough about animals. Let's get to people. People are the worst. Have you ever tried?
Ew.
You guys are fine. You guys are fine. All right.
All right.
But so
You talking about me?
have you guys ever like had someone ask you for help? You help them out,
Yes.
and then they tell you you're doing something wrong
For the camera.
when they originally had asked you for the help because they didn't know how to do it. Happens all the time. It's not even just like with like serious stuff. It's even with simple stuff. Like my little sister, she'll always ask me for help with her math homework or something. And anytime I try to help her, she's like, "No, that's not right." I'm like, "How are you gonna tell me what's right or wrong if you don't even know?"
I don't ask for help because I'm afraid
And then
wait, when they're doing it, then I'd be like, wait, that's wrong. And they're like, wait, no, you're doing that. Wrong. Why'd you ask me for help then?
but it's also like, no, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, look, I don't understand the fucking hieroglyphics that you call math anymore. Back in my day, we did 2 plus 2, not 2 plus in parentheses, not 2 plus open parenthesis 2 times 5 divided by x. Out close parenthesis. All of that over 2z. All of that multiplied by 10x.
Motherfucker.
Solve for y.
From?
It's like, solve for y. I don't understand that kind of math. Math used to be my best subject until they added letters. Then my grade went from 100 to 50 real quick. I was getting good and good.
Fucking.
Letters? Nope.
It's like this. C minus
But-
A.
But back to people. Back to people.
Fuck you, see a Y.
It's I used to. We might be going back to it later, but we might be going back to it. But me and my grandfather, we used to work with this old lady, old friend of his and
Falling off.
stuff. But
Stationary.
so
Well, I'm seconds away from falling off this stage.
give me a second. So we go there, we help her. It was just like, sanding floors and stuff. That's what we were supposed to be doing. Okay. We were supposed to just be sanding floors. All of a sudden, she wants us to rip the ceiling down. You guys already know that, but she wants us to rip the ceiling down. Wants us to punch that wall out. Wants us to do these new lights, new ceiling, new everything. Right after we had already done the floor. And the floor was a big pet peeve of mine in the beginning because she had wanted us to sand it all down and put this stain on and then polyurethane over it. Which would make it look nice, We come to realize after doing a whole half of it, she wants it to look the exact same as it already had been. So we're doing pointless work at that point. But not only that, she wants us to make every single floor look the exact same. But there's a huge issue with that, is that every single floor is made out of different wood. So every wood's gonna take poly different, your stain different. And at what point do we have to keep doing this until we realize there's no fucking point? We did a whole floor within maybe 4 months, probably 2 months, not sure. This woman is loaded, so she has 2 other whole fucking floors that we have to do. And as time goes on, we're doing the beams because this is the main point of this story here is about the beams and the kitchen that we were doing. We're doing the beams and stuff. We realized the people who originally added the whole extra layer and stuff cut like a half an inch off of the beam, which you're not supposed to do. Which now they're really weak, so we're thinking, all right, how do we make this stronger? Because like, what if there's like 5 inches of snow on the roof? What if there's like grandbabies in the house on one of the upper floors? It's all gonna come down. We're trying to tell her, what if we put iron angle line on it. Oh, I don't know if that'll work. What do you mean you don't know that'll work? The whole plan was to take jack the beams up, make them all nice and even and stuff, and then put the angle iron up. That way it keeps it from doing, like, you know, this to keeping like this, keeping its shape. And so when we do that, she still doesn't understand. I don't know how that's gonna work. We tried drawing it out for her. I don't know if that's gonna look good. That's when it clicked. When it clicked in my mind. She doesn't care how this is gonna affect the building. She cares about how it's all gonna look. So basically, if she's sleeping, and she randomly ends up in the bathroom the next day, I don't think she's gonna care that she's suddenly taking a bath in her sleep and almost dying or drowning.
If he tries, I will talk to him myself.
She does not care. She's more worried with how it looks. So we're like, all right. It took my grandfather being a human example. Like, all right. Here's how the beam is. If we hold it up with the irons, not gonna go anywhere. It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do research. What more research do you need? And she said she took like an engineering class for like 6 months. It didn't even seem like she took 6 seconds of it. I hate how, and I just hate it how when people are like, oh, and I don't know how that'll work. I don't know how this is gonna go. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. No, this is how you do it. Let me do it the way I want. That way you're happy with the end. That ended up as me ranting about stuff, trying to add jokes in there, but I couldn't. Like I said, shit show. But on a more, you know, mundane or nice, calm topic, I suck at art. I am god awful at it. And
I know. I'm terrible at art as well.
and the best thing I've done so far was what I do to make my art look somewhat presentable is I like to trace like, say I'm looking at the hand. If I were to just draw it, it's not gonna work out. If I trace the contour lines and add little details in, that's what I do.
We traced it good.
Yeah, well, here's where I'm the worst at. I don't try to be better at it. I want to be an animator as I get older. I want to be an animator. And to be an animator, you gotta have, you know, kind of like, you know, semi-decent artwork. And if you don't have that, not a lot of people are gonna be focused on what you draw. I mean, your little cartoons that you make. If you don't, I'm one of the people that's like, all right, this is wrong. If I could do this, I could probably make that look a little better. I give up. Art is so hard. I'm never gonna do it in my life again. Oh, it's so bad. I should just die in a hole. That's the way I do things. And I know that's not healthy. It's not healthy. That's it. I just know it's not healthy. I'm not gonna try to change. I just, if you want to do good things, practice. But I'm not doing that. I don't want to do good things. What I want to do is be the absolute worst, so that way people can laugh at me. That's what brings me joy, is when I get absolutely laughed at.
Hold on, where am I? There I am.
But
Okay, I was trying to see where I was in the position of my bedroom.
I can try drawing the simplest thing. You know your art is bad when you can't even draw a stick figure correctly. If you're drawing a circle and it for some, if you're trying to draw a circle and it looks like you just drew a rotted potato, try to draw a stick and it looks like just, or a line, I guess. It all of a sudden looks like you took like someone's broken bone and traced it. And you try to draw eyes or something, and then you make them too dark or in the wrong spot, and you try erasing them, and then you mess the whole thing up, and then you try doing it again. And then when you redraw the head, it all of a sudden looks like it's a smushed soft boiled egg. That's when you know, either get good or go home. And boy, do I die! And I'm gonna tell you, I didn't get good or go home. Oh. I didn't get good or go home. I sat in the same spot forever, and I just remember to myself. Because I don't even know why. I don't even know why I did that. What the? I got distracted.
You're fine.
All right, this next one is gonna be a little short one. I'm beginning to think my nose has a period of its own. I don't even think it's female. Every month, it doesn't matter if I have allergies. Doesn't matter if the air is dry. Doesn't matter if I'm picking my nose or anything. I'll randomly get a bloody nose out of nowhere. At least once every single month. Almost periodically, like not periodically, like almost in a pattern, like almost where I can expect it, but not now. I just don't understand.
You want something? No, I'm really want something.
But yeah, that's not that. Like I said, that was a short one. So I have many stories that I've already told you all, so I'm not gonna bother you with it. But I've had many stories with when I worked at Walmart, and I told all you guys all of them. But I met this one person who asked me a very dumb question one time, and was so confident in it that I almost felt sorry for the poor bastard. And this leads me to, I don't like confident people. Like when you're at that level of confidence, we have an angel sent from the heavens.
Yeah, you saw that.
but when you meet a confident person, you don't meet a normal person that has some self-confidence or whatever, pretty high self-esteem. But you meet any shred of confidence they have is always them just blowing smoke up their ass. You never get anything slightly lower than that. It's either blowing smoke up their ass or like, I don't know, just that. Oh, so I'm so good at. I can climb this thing in like 5 seconds.
And do it.
That'd be like the Flash at fucking rock climbing. I don't see how you can do that. Like, speaking Dallas, let me calm down there. Oh, I could draw that way better. Well, you can look at like the Mona Lisa or something.
Hey, nice cat.
You sure, buddy? Like,
Yeah, that's what
you can draw this?
wants to hear.
You can draw this? I mean, yeah, anyone can trace it. Can you draw it?
Yes, YouTube does want to hear the Mona Lisa smoking a fat dude.
But that's about it. Like you never meet a humble, confident person. It's either, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Explain.
I don't even know.
Arrogance.
Can't do it. Arrogance. Yes, an overly arrogant, self-confident person that constantly like that pulls Vegeta's left and right. I can do this. I can do that. And get slapped down and act like they're still all that. It's either that, or you meet the people that are like, oh, I'm worthless. You should just throw me in the garbage. You don't get in between. You don't get over that. You don't get under that. That's it. All right. Monopoly. The game ruins friendships.
About that. It sure does.
Well, we're talking about it. Oh, we're talking about it. All right, Monopoly ruins friendships. I played 2 games of Monopoly recently. One in person and one online. And one of them, he was involved in. That was the IRL one, because we don't have the same console, bitch. But,
Hey, there's nothing wrong.
yeah, you ever play? No, there isn't. But so, have you ever played a game of Monopoly and randomly one of the people, one small thing goes good for them, and all of a sudden everything goes their way? Hey, you see this property over here? Here you go. Hey, you see all this money over here? Here you go. Hey, you see everybody's paychecks over here? Here you go. And that all happened because our friend found
Where are you, buddy?
a $500 bill hiding under their ass.
Huh?
So that's a good strategy. No, my time.
His time will
But,
be executed.
Execution. You peasant. You can tell your side of the story after we're done. But
I think
so apparently it's a good strategy where when you get the beginning, when we're done, but when you get your beginning, like your beginning money, like 2,500, pile that amount of money onto your ass and forget about it. Otherwise, you're not gonna win. This friend of ours turned into what some people might call a bit of a business Karen, and I was adding fuel to that fire. I did not care if I won or lose. I did not. And see these railroads that I have here? I'll give them to you for $1. See these greens that I have here? I'll give them to you for $1. My charger's falling.
goddamn. She fucking bought that property for fucking
but,
$100.
I know, I feel
But
obviously.
but the next game that I played was the online Monopoly game, and we had this speed die rule, and oh my god, that one made that person so livid because I had gotten all the railroads, and they wanted to execute a trade where they gave me all this stuff for one of my railroads, and I was like, no, you're gonna pay me $200 every time you land on those. And what they hated was the fact they kept getting the Monopoly, and the Monopoly guy on the right speed die in Monopoly is you advance to the next unknown property or property that's not yours after the amount that you have rolled. And the best part about having that is if you have the railroads, then you get people landing on you left and right, up, down, forward, back, up your ass, everywhere. No matter where, you will get people landing on that, and you will make money.
Oh, there you
I lost that because they were getting so mad that they kept getting it. They were saying that the game was rigged in my favor. I don't know why, honestly. The game is never rigged in anyone's favor. Possibly. Who knows? I might have hacked it because I'm a hagger. But,
You're a hacker.
if I continued that game in any way, shape, or form, I possibly would have lost that friend of mine. Because they were getting angrier and angrier by the second I heard their sanity slipping from them. It was as if you were like taking a shower using a bar of soap, and all of a sudden it slips, and you're trying to keep it in your hands as it's flying everywhere, and you hear Looney Tunes sound effects constantly. You don't understand what's going on anymore. It's slipping, and then when you finally manage to pick it up, there's a huge dent in it. Your sanity is never the same.
Actually, I kind of asked for that one.
It is never the same after that. Waking up sucks, by the way. You ever having a good dream, a really good dream, and all of a sudden, something's going really well. Like you finally get that house you've always wanted. See this person that you want to be best friends with. Now they're your best friend for life. Oh, and all of a sudden, wake up, bitch. It's just like you can be having the best time of your life, and all of a sudden your alarm clock's like, I'm about to end this man's whole career. I was having an amazing dream. I was hanging out with everybody. We were all laughing, having a good time. I finally saw someone after years of not seeing them or talking to them, and all of a sudden, wake your ass up. You are not allowed to be having a good time up there. I try to lean over, all of a sudden I hear... I look right on my gut. Chewie's laying right there. He's all comfortable and stuff. So not only is my morning very shitty, but Dog's morning is very shitty. So now we both suffer. If I can't have a good day, you can't have a good day. Yeah, there's no having good times with alarm clocks. If you wanna have a good dream, make sure you have an alarm clock on. Because I've noticed every single time I haven't had an alarm clock, I've never had like pleasant dreams like the ones that I had, like the one that I just mentioned. But
I don't really dream at all. more vivid imagery
Any
that
dream
comes
I
and
have
goes,
is
and
always a
that's it.
waking nightmare.
Well, that-
Because you realize when you wake up, you don't wait, you don't have any of that. All right, I think I only have one
I got
more in me.
Harry once in a dream.
I think I only have
Thing.
one more story in me.
One thing. You know how we all sleep, but we can all see? What about blind people? Do you think they ever dream? Maybe
Yes, they do
dream about
actually.
having eyeballs. Okay.
Blind people have eyes; they just don't work. The not seeing,
They dream about having sight.
not seeing bastards.
Sanity, not well.
I have one more. I have one last
People
story.
Do you think
Not about
real
you.
I have one last story in me. I am scared of many things, but my thing is, I'm not overly scared of them. Like people, like say there's people who are like afraid of spiders and stuff. I'm half afraid of them.
Thanks for giving me a
I'm
fucking
half
face
afraid.
It's all of my fears are half fears. If I look at a spider, depending on like if it's a small spider, I'm terrified. If it's a big spider, I'm terrified. If it's a medium one,
I own tarantulas.
that's all. You just and I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared of snakes a little bit. I see a snake, I'm terrified. I see a snake, I'm terrified. If I see a different kind of snake, whatever that looks very cute, I'm terrified.
Come live with me. I'm not gonna have them anymore.
Because even if it's like the non-poisonous, like gardener snakes, I don't even know if gardener snakes are poisonous. Whatever.
No.
If there is like a non-poisonous.
They're not
Poisonous.
All right, cool. If
Yeah,
I see like a gardener snake, I'm going out of my way 100% to avoid that. But if I so wanted to, I would stomp its head in. I really would.
I can ruin your.
But even if it's the most adorable gardener snake to have ever existed, I will stomp its head in. Or I will run away
Miss, I can ruin
with my tail between
snake.
my legs. Another thing I'm afraid of is I am afraid of
New York snakes are poisonous.
I am afraid of heights. That's not even a half fear. I just hate heights. I can go up on a roof or whatever, like my grandmother. She has a roof. It's not too high, but then you go to any other side that's not the front, and all of a sudden I have pissed shit my pants. I am throwing up and stuff possibly in my mouth, and it's like my fear of heights gets so far as to, like if I'm looking up at a building and I have to put my head this high, I'm going to pass out. And I don't even know why. It's just a weird involuntary reaction of mine. Where if you look up, that's a pretty high building. Wonder how, and then I'm down.
Anybody
You don't,
would be like to fall off a high.
I have many fears. And most of them are stupid, like the ones that I just told you. Because like if it's a spider, stomp. If it's a snake, just turn the other way. If it's heights, don't go up high.
Hey,
If it's
just be glad you
mannequins,
don't have this
break all
game
the
called
mannequins.
Grounded. Cause that shit, if you're scared of spiders, I promise you,
I know about the game Grounded.
you're gonna hate them a lot
You
more.
should, if you don't like spiders, you should play.
I know about the
Blade
game
of Fire.
Grounded though.
So you know how
Anyway, I think that was all that I had in me. I don't think I wrote anything else or have anything else popping up in my head. But that's about it that I have for tonight.
So you know how you have
That's all I have.
slight arachnophobia, kidney?
That's not